Yeah.
So, continuation from Instagram of the questions. Somebody on the fucking roof. The questions that I've been sent. So I will try to answer all of them. They're already gone on Instagram. Okay, so Ricky T90. Have you ever wanted to design or build a home in the US? Interesting. Yes. And we're working on it. So you know I want to build the world's most expensive house. That is, of course, a potential location. So have a piece of land on an island, actually, in Florida Keys, 16 acres. We're looking at that, and obviously looking at other destinations. We've got New York that's ongoing, and looking at California as well. So have I ever wanted to design and build a home in the US? Yes, I have, and yes, I'm going to. Nottingham Studios, CGI Company. Question: when can we start doing your CGI for you? I already have a CGI company, but by all means, send me something through by email. Amazon are at the door, look, perfect. They'll have to just leave it there. Send me something through, mail@guyphoenix.com, and I'll have a look. Vantonio65. What advice would you give to a person starting out in the industry? Be brave. Everybody will tell you, don't do it. You know, it's scary. Yes, we fucking know all that. Just go for it. Just do it. Go. You know, if you've got a gut feeling, go with your gut feeling. Dive in. Every financial advisor will tell you not to. Dive in. Go for it. And you know what? Make it work. If it doesn't work, brush yourself off and start again. So be brave. Be brave. Take risks. And go for it. Just do it. That's what Nike's saying, isn't it? Eco Chemicals. Who does your building cleaning? My cleaning company. Again, any inquiries like that. Why the fuck have I got these questions? Mail@guyphoenix.com. You can send me all that sort of stuff. They're not real questions. Mr. C. Scott. Question: is the new series all in Monaco? No. So we have two series. Building Britain Super Homes Series 2 is coming out, which I think is 4 episodes. That is based in the East Midlands. And there is another series, a 3-episode series, that is The Apartment in Monaco. But it's a bit of both. Baloo33. Can I meet you in person? No. I know that sounds rude, but that would be difficult if I agreed to meet everybody. FC Lifestyle and Interiors. Where is your fireplace from? Which fireplace? That fireplace. That's the fucking television. It's not even a fireplace. So I get that from YouTube. I don't know which fireplace you're talking about. Email me or direct message me, and I might better help you. Kaneep. If you could go back and give a 27-year-old guy an advice, what would it be? Interesting. I don't know, really. It would be just what I've done is I looked at one in Belgravia once, and I didn't go for it, and I think it was 1.3 million, and it would have been a push to do it, and I didn't do it, and about 4 or 5 years later, the same apartment was on the market for 4 million, and they'd done fuck all to it. So if I could go back and give me advice to a 27-year-old, it would be buy that apartment you missed out on. Stukely Stone. Tell me how you run a business for years. Well, just like anybody else. I get up early in the morning, I get on with it. I take lots of risks and surround myself with important people. Or not important people, that's the wrong word. Surround myself with the best people for the job. So, you know, you get a decent team. You haven't got to be the cleverest person in the room. You know, you don't want to be the cleverest person in the room. You want the cleverest people in the room to work for you, and they do the job. So that's how I work now, which is surround myself with the best people, whether that be tradesmen, whether that be advisors, and listen to them, but ultimately make the decision yourself. Shez123 or Shay123. What do you do with all your leftover materials? Well, normally I move them on to the next job. You know, obviously discard what I don't need and move them on to the next job. So if I use a certain stone on one job and you got some of that left over, we can do a feature wall with that and try and, you know, not be wasteful and utilise the materials you've got. Mike Frayne, if you were starting out again, what approach would you take? Flip smaller houses and trade up, or buy, refurbish, refinance and use the money you pull out to do another project? I wouldn't do, you put, by the way, O2 again. If you were starting out again, I wouldn't do anything differently other than be more ballsy in the earlier years and perhaps buy those properties which I said that I didn't buy. But no, I wouldn't flip smaller houses. I would have actually quite the opposite, gone bigger sooner. I'm 50 now, and it's taken me 25 years to get to Monaco, and I wish I'd got there sooner. But anyway, hopefully that answers the question. Christopher Platts, contemporary or traditional builds, which are your favourite designs? I like both, but I like the modern houses with traditional twists. So this is a modern house, which I will show you through. Everyone's asking where do I live. I will do a video of that soon. But I prefer more modern houses with lots of glass and pitch roofs, and use some traditional chandeliers. You can make the two work. You can also do a traditional house, you know, stone pillars, sash windows, Portland stone, and then put modern inside. You know, I don't mean a white fucking floor and a red chair in the corner, uber modern, but, you know, both can work together. A few people, Harrison, you put on that. That's obviously lots of people have asked that, have they? Is everything you do on a large scale? Yes. That's easy to answer that one, isn't it? I like to do, you know, I like to do everything 100 miles an hour and on a large scale. Mario de Janeiro. Are there any celebrities that you would love to build a property that you haven't already? Well, how do you know I already built for celebrities? Of course, there's lots of people. We've all got favourite celebrities, and if they were to come asking, I mean, I always wanted to build a house for Vladimir Putin, although I'm not so keen on that anymore. I don't want to build it and have it knocked down. But yeah, there are lots of celebrities, actors, and musicians that I'd love to build a house for. Footballers. And I get approached quite a lot now by high net worth individuals and you know, very wealthy people, and you know, sometimes famous people as well. But yes, of course, there are lots. Lewis 301. I bet everyone's fucking switched off by now. Anyway, look, there are a lot of questions here, aren't there? What was your day-to-day life when starting on your first and very fucking hell, easy for me to say. What was your day-to-day life when starting out on your first ever renovation house? The same it is now. Get up early. You know, I've always been able to get up early. Get excited about what you do, and you know, just because I do it on a bigger scale now and build more expensive houses, it was the same as it is today. I mean, in some respects, I miss the old days because you know, it was not more exciting, but it was all new to me. And whereas I'm confident that I can deliver now, in those early days, you know, I wasn't sure it was going to be successful. 95 Lau. How do you make a house look and feel luxurious on a medium budget, not millionaires? Well, lots of tricks. Some clever lighting. You can put some pelmets up. And it's all about, my houses are mainly about the lighting. So you haven't got to put Armani tiles down and expensive wool and silk carpets. You've just got to clean the area out. Often when people are selling their houses, they come to me and say, I can't sell my house. And I go and have a look at it and think, no fucking wonder. It's full of shit. The garden's atrocious. You know, when you just clean up and then redecorate and put some pelmets up and put some clever tape lighting in and some new furniture. No, you haven't got to be a millionaire to make your house amazing. You can just put more effort in. Luke Gobble, interesting name. Did you ever have a trade, or are you solely a developer? I haven't got a trade. No, if I hammer 3 nails in to a piece of wood, I'll break 2 fingers. So fucking chucking water off the roof now, look. This was a really good time to do this. So no, I haven't got a trade. I know how everything should be because I've had good men and bad men, and I know how it wants to get done, but I don't actually do it myself. Ben Johnston, wasn't he a fucking? I'm sure he was a runner. A rough estimate for how much to build something similar to the Knoll. So the Knoll was 9,000 square feet, and you're looking at spending £350 a square foot. So you're looking to build something like that and furnish it with all the armoured glass in it and air conditioning, underfloor heating, Lutron, blah blah blah. You're looking about £350 a square foot. So multiply that by how big your house is, and including the landscaping and dressing, and that's the figure you get. Paul Pedley 1. Any work for joiners going? I'm glad we've been through these. I'm always taking on new men. If they're good, email me, mail@guyphoenix.com with a CV, and I'll take a look. Images of what you've done in the past would be useful too. Gun Malin. Do your family and friends have negative or supportive opinions about what you're doing? Well, mainly supportive, otherwise they wouldn't be my friends. So, every now and again somebody says, "Oh, don't like that," but generally my friends are very supportive, as are you guys, what I do. Bon's Burgers. When are you popping in for a burger? I don't even know where Bon's Burgers is, but we'll have a look at that. Thank you for the offer. As I said, I'm really glad that we vetted these questions. Beck with Decorators. Should I buy a Ferrari outright, or load, or HP, or lease one? How do wealthy people buy luxury cars? My account says they never buy them. Is that right? So no, it's not right. Well, very wealthy people sometimes buy cars outright. Other times they they finance them. Even if they've got tens, hundreds of millions in the bank, people finance them. It depends what the rate is at the time. It depends what your circumstances are, if it's tax beneficial. So everybody, it's what suits you. It's that easy. What suits you. Biggest regret and proudest moment. Matt's girl, that is. Biggest regret. Well, mentioned the Belgravia property. If we're talking about my career, I think we'll put that one in. So the Belgravia property that I didn't buy. And proudest moment. Well, in property, I'm talking about getting married and my children, I guess. So when I completed the first real super home, which was Tanglewood, and sold it, that was a great feeling. Ollie's Farm. What are the main challenges facing the UK construction industry? Well, at the minute there are lots. So, the media are portraying that property is going down, even though that won't last for long, and materials are very expensive. So, it's tough times for us all at the minute. And in my opinion, November and December will be shit. January and February will be equally shit. But I think things will start to pick up come the spring next year. We've just got to grit teeth and get on with it. No name on this one. What was the motivational catalyst to start luxury builds? Just they evolved. So I started, smaller houses, what I could afford 25 years ago, and bought a small house, did it up, bought the house next door as it happens, and did that up and sold it, and bought a slightly bigger house, and put a more extravagant, bigger lounge or whatever. And I used to use cheap kitchens and stick them in because they worked and they were solid, and you don't have everything doesn't need to be Fendi or Marni or branded. You can you mix it. When you get to this level, of course people expect that sort of stuff, but it just evolved and start off small and get bigger. They're all that way, so I'm putting them that fucking way. Ollie's Farm again. Do you think the UK is fucked in terms of opportunities for young people? It does actually say that, look. Can you read that?
No.
Do you think the UK is fucked in terms of opportunities for young people? No, I don't. No, I don't. Opportunities are there for everybody, and you've got to go out and get it. You know, if you sit on your arse at home waiting for opportunities to find you, then it's never going to happen. You've got to get up and search for it and get out. There's Sky News notification. Sorry about that. Dan Parrott. Dan Parrott. That's not Dan Parrott I know. Where do you get all the furniture from? I get furniture from different places. I use lots of different companies. So I use Coach House, Libra, iColts, and then occasionally I get some very expensive pieces. I remember Armani came to a house once and said, "What's your budget to do the house up?" And I told him, I thought, "Fuck, what do I tell him?" I said it was, I think it was £600,000, and they said, "Oh right, okay, is that per room?" I was like, "Wow." So you know, you can be clever where you get your furniture from. I'm sure I know him anyway. Cheeky bastard. Strong Property. Do you mentor? I'm not sure who wants to listen to me, but isn't that what I'm doing now, really, in answering people's questions? Would you ever consider offering an apprentice? There's no name on this one either. Would you ever consider offering an apprenticeship or something along those lines? Yes, of course. My children at the age now are then able to do it, and some of my friends help me out. So if somebody gets in touch with me and they want to learn, and I've got some of the best men to help, then absolutely. Get in touch, mail@guyphoenix.com. Pat Taylor 18. How did you jump into the big developments? I think I probably already answered that, but start off small, work your way up the ladder, get excited. I'm an excitable person, and you know, I would be bored very easily. There are lots of entrepreneurs out there who build thousands of houses, and they never visit the sites, they never visit the houses. They're all the same tile, the same. It's just not for me. Yeah, I know they make a lot more money than me, but it's not all about money. It was a progress. It evolved, and this, you know, not even this, but the bigger house is what excites me. What paint do you use on your projects? Depends. We use a colour called Elephant's Breath now. That's a sore subject because my decorators just left me actually. But we use, you know, it's not about what colour paint you use. I used to do everything mushroom, but it was a magnolia in the early days, then it was mushroom, and it's evolved, and I'm going slightly greyer, and it's what's in at the time, and it's how you put the paint on the walls and sand it and paint it and sand it and paint it and sand it and fill it, and you know, it's the process to get you smooth walls, especially when we shine lights on walls. You know, you've got to have a good plasterer to start with, and then you've got to have a good decorator. And I've got a fantastic decorator who does the paper and all that sort of stuff. If you're watching, hey, Max Dutra, do you need a mastic man? I have a mastic man, but by all means, again, mail at guyphoenix.com, send it through. Jed Dowling, you fucker. Where is your favourite Irish pub? How have you put that one in? Did you check them? So Jed is one of my closest friends. The best Irish pub in Nottingham is Raglan Road by a million miles. There you go, Jed. And I mean, whether you walk in there, you know, normally I walk in there at 4 o'clock in the afternoon and leave at 4 o'clock in the morning, but it is a fantastic Irish pub, full of students, great for sport. There you go, Jed, a bit of a plug for you. Clever. Dan Rimington, what was the first house you built? First house I built was the little, the tiny one in a poor area of Nottinghamshire in Sneinton. Did it up very quickly in a matter of 4 weeks and rented it actually, then sold it on. Biggest mistake you've ever made in construction? I'm pretty sure that was in there. Not buying the high-end stuff and in my earlier years, and staying local. I should have gone in deeper earlier on, but I didn't. So that's probably the biggest mistake. Scott Keller, any chance you have any jobs in Cornwall coming up? Scott, no, sorry. Gun mailing. Your favourite entrepreneurial quote? I don't know. My favourite entrepreneurial. So I don't know. I'll have to Google some of those. But I like that quote. It's the risk. Take. Risk is risk reward. So I take lots of risks, and that's how I've been successful in literally just diving in and getting on with it, be it right or wrong. So risk is the quote there, I think. Todd Echelon, profit margin on luxury houses. Well, it depends. Sell it quickly. Depends how much money you've got borrowed from the bank. You can make 10, 15, even 20% if you're lucky. And then, of course, if you've got a lot of money borrowed and you don't sell for a long while, that erodes the profit margin. So it's how long's a bit of a string, Todd? How long is a piece of string, Todd? Biggest regret in life? Can I throw in the same? Everyone says, "Oh God, he really does miss that Belgravia property." I don't know about that. Let me think about that one. I'll put that on to one side. Alex Featherstone 87. Lethal Frisk. Do you ever upsell extras out of scope works on site to a client? And what's the best way to pitch them? I include it all really, but if you want to put in some particularly fantastic fridges or one of these, something that comes out the floor, like a James Bond wine rack or waterfall, then what I do is I sit down with them, try and show them images and say, I think this would work. If you're building for a client, they like it, they go for it. A lot of my clients, of course, just say, leave it with you guys. Lots of people again. What do I have to do to get a chance to work for you? Depends what you do. Depends how good you are and if I like you, basically. So again, mail@guyphoenix.com. We're always taking on people. We're expanding. Send me something through. How do I source art for your homes? Well, my mother does my artwork for the majority of my homes. So, but we are going to go into artwork, believe it or not, selling prints and overpainted. So, email me again. Best business tip ever received or given? So I don't give many, but when I was a kid, I think somebody said to me, just go for it, just do it, and I can't remember who it was, but you've got to be fearless and you've just got to take risks, and whether they be right or wrong, jump in. Okay, so they're the questions we've sent through. I didn't realise there were that many. I'm sorry it's taken so long. Continue to send through and I will endeavour to answer all of them, providing there aren't, thousands of them, and a lot of them are covered again. That's why Harrison puts lots of people on. But thank you for sending the questions through. I hope I've answered them, and enjoy the rest of your day.